Ours is a story of courage. In 1948, a group of University of Colorado students and community members took a leap of faith and formed the Unitarian Fellowship of Boulder, the first fellowship in the nation. This fellowship grew into the Unitarian Universalist Church of Boulder on Pennsylvania Avenue.
30 years later, 47 people left the church and, on April 15, 1979, signed the membership book to begin the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Boulder. In making this move, we were creating a community of rational, thinking people who embraced traditional Unitarian and Universalist values.
The fellowship met in a variety of rented spaces as committee after committee searched for a permanent home. Helped early on by the Reverend Rudy Gilbert, who'd come out of retirement, and then Reverend Nan Hobart, and finally the Reverend Catherine Harris, the fellowship kept growing as it moved from place to place in Boulder.
When I'm looking back at our earlier days in the fellowship, I see that we had some very strong intellectual and humanist roots in our congregation. Our Sunday services alternated with discussion forums for many years. Once the fellowship began weekly services, our forums were held after the services. Excellent music was always an important part of our fellowship life, and it drew many people into our community.
During those years, our Unitarian Universalist values led us to courageous work for justice outside our congregation as well. Several families agreed to house Salvadoran refugees in the 1980s, along with countless other efforts.
I am very proud that we courageously decided to add a religious education program before there were any children to attend, and families began to join. Eventually, Katie Covey assumed leadership of the religious education program and spearheaded the transformation of our religious education program into the School of the Spirit, featuring holistic programming for people of all ages that it is today.
Members of the fellowship once again courageously invested in the future when we purchased our current home on Ceres Drive in Lafayette in 2004. We changed our name to Boulder Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I remember that day well. I led the caravan of cars eastward across Boulder County. I remember the feelings of excitement and pride as we lit the chalice in our new sanctuary for the first time.
3 years later, we called Reverend Lydia Ferrante Roseberry to be our settled minister. Under her dynamic and capable leadership, and with the strong involvement of a legion of committed members, the congregation grew in size.
Over the years, our congregation has made many courageous choices to become the vibrant, active community of 286 members that we are today, providing refuge and renewal, hope and strength for all who enter. As a welcoming congregation, we counter the forces of fear and isolation with the courage to bring love and reason to life and to build a just and compassionate world.
As a community that strives for inner depth, we soothe our souls with beautiful music, inspire one another in word and deed, create meaning together in our many small groups, and comfort one another in our hours of need. We also celebrate the milestones of our lives and memorialize those we have loved and lost.
As a community that also strives to keep our focus turned outward, we have increased our involvement in social justice organizing work over the years. I'm especially proud of our advocacy work on behalf of immigrants and people of color, our efforts to feed the hungry in Boulder County and abroad, and our commitment to the I Have a Dream Foundation and sponsorship of a dreamer through our half-plate collections.
With all this activity and good work, our congregation is bursting at the seams in our current building. Our facilities limit our capacity to bring more love and justice into our aching world.
Spurred by an anonymous donation of $1 million towards a new building, our fellowship once again took a courageous step. On November 12, 2017, we voted to initiate a campaign to raise an additional $1.6 million to remodel our building and make room for the fellowship to fully live into our dream of being a center for spiritual exploration and justice making.
I'm excited about making room for a more vibrant high school youth group. It will be great to be able to host UU youth from across the Front Range here at our fellowship.
I am excited about making room for a larger sanctuary, where all of our congregants and visitors can feel welcome.
I'm excited about making room for music. I want our choirs and our musical guests to have room to bring us the full beauty and meaning of their art. And I'm excited about a sound system that can really do the music justice.
I am excited about making room for making community. I want to be part of a place where we all can come together, where we feel safe, to be close, where we can make our spiritual home.
I'm excited about making room for a bigger kitchen and a dedicated social hall.
I'm excited about making room for larger meetings at the fellowship as we expand our collaboration and provide space to Lafayette groups who are working for justice.
I am excited about making room for a new way to show our community who we are. We are a congregation that's committed to outreach and service, and we need a new building to make this commitment a reality.
Now, we invite you to help the Boulder Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship take another courageous step forward and make room for our future.